Okay, cool. All right, so we're up and running. I am going to get my screen here so if I can see if anybody joins us and start from here. So welcome everybody to the call that's decided to be on. I appreciate it a lot. And as you can see, we're kind of, we've just restarted these team calls. So as this goes on, I would really appreciate as we continue to add more people to the calls and ask more people to be on the calls, because what we found, and I'm going to kind of keep repeating this because especially this first few weeks that we're doing it, is the reason that I started these calls back up again is to re-engage our sense of community within the team. So if you're on this call, you're part of my overall downline, my overall team. And the goal really is to re-engage this sense of community, because what I had done in the past was we had run a team call for several years. In fact, I think it was over 6 years. And through doing that, we had built a pretty good sense of community, but I felt like that we needed some different voices and maybe some different exposure to some different people. So what we did was we encouraged people to go out and engage with other leaders and listen to other callers and different things like that, which it was okay. But what we really found was that our sense of community seemed to dwindle even further instead of being kind of re-engaged. So that was the reason. That's the reason for the new calls, and we're going to keep them going. And I don't care if it's one of us or if there's 50 of us. We're going to keep these calls going, because what I know will happen is that as you all find people and decide that you want to, maybe bring them onto a call, I want you to be able to bring new people onto a call that you know exactly what's going to happen. And here's what's exactly going to happen. There's going to be somebody that's going to give a product, a testimonial of some sort. And tonight, Annie has agreed to do a product testimonial on Ionix, right? So she's going to give some history on that with her, what it's done for her, why she likes the product, and how she promotes it, right? 5 minutes, done, okay? Then there's going to be a business testimonial of some sort, right? I'll do these at first just to kind of get the feel for them on how they fit, but we're going to do those, and we're going to have people talk about it from the business aspect of what we feel like and what we know. Again, about 5 minutes. Then there'll be a business tip or business strategy tip that we'll talk about that'll be introductory level, right? We're not going to get into really deep stuff on the business, because anybody that wants that, you can reach out to me or any of the other leadership and get that more in-depth stuff, okay? And what we found was that the really in-depth stuff is very personalized anyway. So it's better for people to be able to ask, if Abby's got a question about her leader in action, or if Abby's got a question about an upcoming rank advancement or something like that, it's better for her just to come directly to me or to Carla and just say, hey, how do I do this? And that way she gets the strategy that's specific to her. And then we keep moving on from there. And then we're going to do some sort of just a quick call to action. So telling everybody to do something for the following week. Okay. So that's going to be the goal. That's going to be the layout of the calls, and they're going to be 30 minutes, and we're going to keep them as absolutely close to time as possible. Okay. So again, I want to tell everybody, thank you for being on here. And I might, call on some of you that are on the call right now, just to, even though it's just a few of us, just to kind of give us some information, because if it works, then I want to continue with it. If it doesn't, then I want to have change. So if you all see something that you're like, hey, Brent, it'd be really cool if you guys would talk about this topic or that topic, or if you know that you're bringing on a specific person, let's say that you're bringing on somebody who has a spa, right? And you would like to talk specifically about that. So Suhey, if you have that, I'll give you just a second to give me that, because I know there's a name on here I don't recognize. So okay, fantastic. I kind of thought so, but I wasn't 100%. So those are the great things to be able to, connect with and kind of engage in. So I'm going to start again tonight. Annie, I would love for you to go ahead and give us your background, just a real quick thing about how long you've been with Isagenix, and then your testimonial about Ionix.
Awesome. Hi, everybody. I have been with Isagenix since October 2013. So a very long time. I got into it for the nutrition for sure. I didn't realize that I needed nutrition while I was training for CrossFit. And my girlfriend actually reached out to me, and Stephanie says, "Hey, what nutrition are you using?" I'm like, "Oh, I just eat, throughout the day." And she's just like, "Would you try this out for me and just tell me if you see an improvement in your performance?" So long story short, I did, and here I am. So the product that I'm going to share with you guys this is crazy, because I'm going to share with you guys my current favorite product, which is Ionic Supreme. Now, I don't know if you guys are like me, but I had Ionic Supreme kind of stored in my cabinet and some in the fridge, and I just had it, but I wouldn't drink it. I clearly hooked on e-shots, but when certain things started happening in my life, everybody kept saying, "You should take Ionics, you should take Ionics." I had a lot of different life happening, and my friend Stephanie says, "You should try Ionics. That'll help balance your mind and help balance your body." And so I told myself, well, I'm going to do it for like 10 days, every single day. So I take 2 shots of this Ionics every single day. And it's just this tonic that I love the taste. I mean, I love it. I'm used to it, but it does help with inflammation. So when you go and work out, a lot of times our body gets inflamed. This stuff right here actually helps for you to calm the inflammation, and it helps to reduce if you're very sore. And yes, we have post-workout, and I love that too, but this Ionics is kind of like a stressor from head to toe. It just kind of evaluates your body and says, okay, I feel like there's stress is here. So it goes and it calms it down. That's the best way that I can describe it. And it also gives you like a subtle energy with no crash. And the reason why I say subtle is because here's a girl that loves e-shots. So I stopped taking the e-shot so that I can feel the full effect of the Ionics. I really wanted to just embrace that and kind of go to the bare bone basics. This stuff has a ton of things. You can go on isagenixhealth.net. It has so many health benefits, but for me, just coming to you, telling you my experience, this on a daily basis, I drink this in the morning, and also it comes in powder and in sticks. I liked these. I went out of town recently and I just put these in my bag, and I literally just put it in my water bottle once it's like halfway, and I just throw that in there and I drink it. It just helps to balance everything. If you're out and about and you're maybe having a drink and you're just like, just kind of feel a little sluggish, take the Ionics. That just calms everything. So I highly recommend going back to the bare bone basics and putting Ionics in your regimen every single day, and just kind of feel the effects, pay attention to it, and you'll notice a calming sensation in your body and your mind, some clarity as well. That's the best way that I can describe it for myself.
That's fantastic. And I can tell you that, Ionics is one of the founding products that, at least that was around when I first got into Isagenix, and the adaptogens that are in it are, they're really meant for a lot of what Annie was talking about, right? Like that was the purpose for bringing them on and for bringing that product on. And it was one of the original founders of Isagenix that created Ionics, because that was what he did for a living, John Anderson. And he created that product specifically to impact people with their cortisol levels and kind of their stress feelings and that sort of thing. And it kind of became like, it was a joke, right? It was like for the moms, right? Because for the moms, it was like the thing that like kind of like calmed you down from all the stress of, and stress comes in physical, financial, and family, right? Your body doesn't necessarily know the difference, whether it's physical stress, financial stress, or family stress. Your body just says, oh, that's stress, whether it's a workout or whether it's a crazy spouse, right? Either of those things can stress your body, right? So your
That's so
body's like,
true.
I'm stressed, right? So, and your body just needs to be able to be fueled to be able to deal with those stresses. So thank you, Annie, for that. I truly appreciate it. Okay, so the next topic that we're going to hit is the business, and just a quick, just a very quick business story, right? So when I first started Isagenix, I was a terrible customer. I've been with Isagenix since 2011, and I never did any portion of the business for the entire first year. So when I got started, I started with a couple of different products that I was told I should try, and I used them. And they were fine. They did fine for me. And I was like the guy that always went to the big box store and bought, different boxes of whatever to try for a short period of time. But I knew that I wasn't opposed to extra income, but I was like, I didn't think that network marketing was that avenue. Like I didn't know enough to know that I should do it or that I shouldn't do it. But the person that got me started kept encouraging me to share with somebody else, to talk with somebody else, to let somebody else know that I'm using this product. And so I started to talk about it a little bit in the social media world. I started to talk about it a little bit to my friends, and some people started saying, I'll try it. And I love what Annie said. And in fact, this goes a little bit towards the tip that I'm getting ready to give you for your business. But a lot of times what I was doing was I was saying, hey, Gabe, why don't you try this product? I would love to get your review. Right. That was a line that I have used. I can't even tell you how many times I've used that. And I mean it. Right. Like I want them to try it for their review. Okay. And because if you ask somebody to try it for their review, for their feedback, then they sometimes have a feeling of like, oh, they want me to do this to help them. And that's what you're asking for. You're asking them to try it to help you, right? Not because, I'm sure you're not going to want to stay on this forever, but I would love to get your review on the product. And so then they try it, and then they give you their review of the product. It also requires you to do some follow-up to ask for that review, which is kind of a little bit of a secondary catch in it, and the fact that it requires you to be asking the questions as well. So the business, so that little piece by me starting to share, I was getting, I don't know, I mean, I started like everybody else, right? I would get a check for like, $54.10, right? My first cycle, or $25 because I enrolled somebody with a pack of some sort. And those small checks, they started coming in, and, at first it was like, one a month. And then it came like, one every couple of weeks, every couple of weeks I'd get paid. And then after that, it really became more consistent. But the point of what I'm sharing is that it doesn't have to be the only thing you do, but it can certainly be something that supplements as a line of income for you. And most people's initial goal is to pay for the product that they're using, right? So if I can show you how to pay for the product that you use, would you be willing to give it a try? Right? That is a, if I can, would you scenario, right? So if I can show you, right, you get somebody says, oh, this seems kind of expensive. Well, I totally can see what you're talking about. But if I could show you how to get it paid for every month, would you want to continue using it? Right? Because if they say yes to that, then you can show them, especially now, it's so much easier, show them how they get 20% cash back when they sign somebody up. How if they sign up their first 2 people, they get an additional $50. How if they host a party at their house, the team's going to give them an incentive based off of what they do. So all of those things are great ways to show people and encourage people on how to get started. Okay, so that's the business piece, right? The little business story, if you will. Okay, the business tip. So I want to recap a little bit about the business tip. So last week, some of you sent in your information to me about it. Abby's kind of going, oh yeah, I didn't. So, those of you that were on the call last week, it's not too late, right? Go ahead and send that information in for last week's tip. That would be fantastic. And this week's business tip is really, and I'd actually written this down, so it's funny that Annie brought it up. But the business tip is when you're trying to sign someone up, ask them for their review. I literally had that written down. Ask them for the review. So if they ask for when you ask for the review, then you can ask somebody, hey, Sue, I would love for you to try this product and give me your opinion about it as you're using the product. Okay. So that is asking them for the review. And you can ask for that. You can ask for that review and follow up with, so it doesn't sound quite so salesy, because you can say, Sue, I'd really like for your review on this product. It has a 30-day money back guarantee. So if you don't like it, you're going to get your money back.
Okay.
Okay. And that way you're asking for the review, and it's like you're saying, hey, look, if you don't like it, it's free. Right.
Yep.
And it truly is, especially right now through June 25th. Right. So right now through June 25th, there's free shipping when you sign up. Right. So no matter what they try, it's free shipping. So they don't even have to pay for the shipping to return it. Right. So it is a true 30-day money back guarantee right now through June 25th. So when you're talking to people this next week, ask them to start with the review for you, right? You would love them to review this product that you're promoting, especially those of you who are really new or who just are trying to really fire your business back up. Hey, I'd really love for you to try this product and give me your review, right? You've got, Abby, I know that your clientele base, that's a great line that you can utilize in the clients that you have is, hey, I'd really love for your review on this product, and it's got a free money back guarantee. So really, if you don't like it, you're going to get your money back. It doesn't have to be salesy. It doesn't have to be weird. It's just telling them that you want the review. Okay. So that's the business tip this week, guys, is ask for the review and mention the 30-day money back guarantee, because it truly is a 30-day money back guarantee. Okay. All right. So kind of motoring through this. We are at, got about 9 minutes left. So we're good. So what I would like for you to do, and this is the action step for this upcoming week, right? So the action step for this upcoming week, what I would like for you to do is I would like for you to write down, okay, very precisely your ideal client. Okay. I want you to write down the person that you would love to have on your team. Okay. Write down 2 or 3 characteristics of the person that you would love to have join your team. Okay. You want, maybe it's somebody who's energetic, somebody who's, who likes to promote products, somebody who is interested in network marketing, somebody who's done network marketing before. You can write down those characteristics of somebody of who you would like to have on your team. So the ideal person, if you could go on and build a person, weird science, right? You go on and you're like building this person that's going to be on your team, right? So build that person and write those characteristics down. Then everybody's like, oh yeah, I can do this. That's easy. That's easy, right? Then I want you to write down 5 people that that fit that. Okay. I'm not telling you got to call them. So don't feel like, oh my God, I got to call these people just because I'm writing them down. But I want you to write down the characteristics that you would love to have on your team. And then I'd like for you to think of 5 people that fit the confines of those characteristics. Okay. Because if you write down those characteristics, and what I'm going to ask you to send to me is I would like for you to send to me, and I'm going to, if you send it to me, I'm going to post it on the page of just the characteristics. I don't need the names. I don't want your names. I just want the characteristics of the person that you want on your team. Okay. So that's it, guys. That's what I would love for you to have, is the characteristics of that. And this last, we've got about 7 minutes left. So Sue, what was your question for the friend that you had that was your sister that's on the call?
Oh, I just want her to listen to the call. It's the first time for her listening to one of the calls because she's in Texas. So I've been asking her if she was busy. So I just want
That's
her
awesome.
to have a feeling. What does it feel to have the call? What is the business about and how you guys are doing? And, introduce yourself.
That's awesome. Yeah. We just had, I just got back from Rocky Point. We just had our team incentive trip to Rocky Point, and 2 of the people that were there were from Laredo. And I think you had talked about wanting to connect them with your sister.
Yes.
Yeah.
Eric, I think it is her name. Enid.
No, yeah, Anid and
Yeah.
Rand. Yeah, Anid, and then Anid is a gym owner in Laredo, and then Sandy Trevino is closer to San Antonio, and then Sandy Rogers is in Laredo as well. So any of those people, I don't know where you're at specifically, but we can connect them with you to, if you need any support out there.
Yeah, she need. I think she basically need help to getting the word out because she worked for the government as well. She said she know a couple people she's been mentioning about, but she don't feel confident enough to, tell them how is the product about, how she's been using it because she's been using it for a year or so already.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, she just recently transitioned to associate. So, but she wanted to do the business. It just she need the little person, next to her, giving her the support. And I am so far away. I mean, I can help her the best I can from here, but I think for her it's better to have somebody nearby.
Yeah. And one of the greatest things, the best things that you can do is to, if you're into social media at all, is just to say, hey, look, I've been using this nutrition for the last year and it's just fantastic. I really enjoy it. And there's no reason to be salesy about it. You're not asking people, hey, do you want to try it? Contact me. Just, wow, I've been using this same nutrition for the last year and it has done this for me. Right?
Yes.
Very authentic, nothing crazy, nothing weird. You're not saying, hey, it's maybe lose, X number of pounds. And if you want to try it, call me. Don't do that. Right. So just say, look, I've been using the products. I really love it. It's been amazing for me. And then that's when you would comment on it and you would be like, hey, that's great. I love the fact that you're loving it, because people are going to ask what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And when they ask, tell them, right? We're past that time where you used to say, oh, hide the bottle and don't talk about the product and all that kind of stuff. Don't do that anymore, right? That sales technique has burned up through social media. Now it is, look, I'm using Isagenix Nutrition. I love it. And if you want it, I'm the person to get it from.
Yeah,
right?
It's more personal now. I find out it's more personal now. Yes, for sure. I don't know if you want to say something. I see they have the camera. I didn't turn off.
Oh, no worries. Abby, you got something?
No, I was just gonna say, pertaining to what Suhei was saying and for her sister and how you were saying, Brent, Carla actually posted today. So I know, Suhei, you're friends with Carla on Facebook.
I know.
It'd be great to, it's this picture.
Oh yeah, it's a great post.
Yes, she had such a great post, and there's no sales in it. She literally, it's her anniversary month with Isagenix.
Oh yeah, I saw it. I did comment on it.
So screenshot, if your sister obviously isn't friends with Carla, screenshot that and send it to her as like an example, because this is a great way to show she's giving a testimony, but yet giving some weight to Isagenix, but also she's so genuine in the post that people like. Usually if there's a post this long, I personally don't even read it, even if you're my bestest friend. It's my life is so busy that it's like, okay, I'll skim it. I read this word for word because it grabbed me right in the beginning. You know what I mean? So this is a really great like training post on how to keep that genuineness and not salesy, because
just
like
tag her in.
Salesy.
Yeah. Just tag your sister in the post. Don't screenshot, just tag her in the post so she'll see it.
Yeah, she's got it public, so you can even share it, everything.
I know.
Tag your sister. So I just saw that today and I thought that incorporated well.
That's awesome. Thanks, Abby.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you guys for all you share. I really had so much fun sharing with you guys and reading all your posts too when I had some time for the daytime. Yeah, all you. Awesome. And you guys comment on mine as well too, because I like to eat out a lot.
That's awesome. All right. Well, thank you guys for being on the call. I appreciate it. I want to keep these right at our 30-minute time limit, and that's what we're going to do. Please continue to encourage other people to join the call. And if I can ever be of assistance with your sister, like if we ever want to do a three-way call or something like that, don't hesitate to involve me in that as well. I'm happy to do it. And I know that, a lot of the other leaders are happy to do it as well. So just reach out to us and we'll make it happen. Okay.
Yes. Try to bring April to the call.
I know. I don't know where she's at. She's slacking. I don't know what's going on.
So. She totally said looking forward to it.
I know. Right? So call her out on it. Yeah.
I'm so gonna call her out and be like, girl,
where are you at? Right. Seriously. For real.
Where's Foxy at? Where's she
I
at?
know, I know, seriously. All right, well, you guys have a fantastic night. Laura, great to see you on the call as well. Glad you're here. All right, you guys have a great night. Thank
Bye.
you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye,
You too.
guys.
Okay, all right.